Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another 1v1 in planetary annihilation. It's between me and Pudding Munch, and we have some spectators in the game. 4 spectators. So, this is a good game, and I wish that my computer was a little better so the video would be smooth for you guys, but we'll see how well it does. Pudding Munch is also in Icon Gaming, so this is a in-house game. And I'm spawning over here, and Pudding Munch, where are you? Pretty much on the opposite end of the planet. So we're going to go ahead and speed up the game a little bit till it gets underway, and then I'll come back down to ×2. Pudding Munch is the red and blue player. Myself, Judicator of Genocide, am blue and yellow. Looking at Pudding Munch's build, having first fabricator making energy, commander's working on some metal. Fabber's working on energy until he gets to around 10ish energy, and sends his fabricators out for metal and starts unit producing structures with his next set of fabbers that's coming out. I'm doing the usual. First 5 are going out to metal. Got some anti-air bots to protect from air harassment. Next couple are building unit producing structures and going out for expansions with the other ones. Coming in with some bot harasses, able to fend off the bot harasses. This early bots, I believe, is excellent for defending harassing players like this. Able to kite back, as you can see, and whittle away the superior numbers. He's attacking enemy with some ants. The turrets and my own ants are able to clean that up pretty good. Going into tier 2. He's coming in with another bot harass, which forces me to pull my army back. I could have done a decent amount of damage. Falling back with a smaller army, and as you can see, when you're running back away from the enemy, you're able to cause them to have more losses, so your numerical insufficient force is able to put up a heftier fight. He's starting to run into my T2. The shellers and the levelers are able to clean that up pretty easily. Coming back to the front, he already has catapults up. See how long it takes me to notice the catapults whittling away at my army. 2 free kills, 3 free kills. They're comes a fourth. 4. 5, 6. Another bot force coming in the flank to harass. Got some units to intercept. I don't know, what is that? What are we at now? 8? 8 or 10? Free kills. No losses from him. This makes 10 or 12 free kills. Just trying to co-locate my army there for a push. The catapults and the constant harassments are making me come backwards. Constantly expanding out to the 6. Keeping that metal and energy positive. Having trouble spending money. Need to build more fabricators. We come over to Pudding Munch's base, and he's only on one tier 2 structure. So I have 5 times the amount of tier 2, but I don't have any tier 2 artillery. Unfortunately, I'm starting this nuke too far in the front lines. This push right here catches this army out of position, so he's able to just run in here and do some damage. Now my defending army is having to chase his army, and at the same time it's in catapult range. So we're taking, possibly going to take some hefty losses here. Lost the nuke launcher. That's just horrible loss. He's pushing in with the army. I'm trying to kite back. I should have stuck to these guys and told them to come around the crater, but this right here is just bad micro on my part. Able to kill the army with a smaller force over here. These guys aren't even in the fight by kiting backwards. These catapults and are doing work. He's expanding to 6. Does he have a nuke started yet? No nuke started currently. Nice clump at T2 energy right here. Continuing to expand to my 6 o'clock and mix in some turrets with the expansions. Going some T2 energy. Have halted production on the unit producing structures, which is a big mistake. There we go, starting to throw some more unit producing structures up on that flank. Having trouble spending my metal and energy. Need to stay on top of that. Meanwhile, Pudding Munch is more compact in his base, throwing up some defenses at his 6 o'clock, continuing to build energy and storage with his commander. He's got so many T2 energy, I believe he's going to be positive for a while. I'm having trouble advancing with this army through this catapults. A large T1 army coming in to fight. Moving too many T1 and T2 units over to defend the incoming attack. Falling back with my army. I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit. Sorry for the pause. So I'm catching the armies as they're coming in and falling back, trying to take as little losses as I can while maintaining my army size, to hopefully gather enough forces to try to do damage even while taking massive losses from the catapults. With his 5-ish, we'll go check in a second. After these attacks, able to clean up the attack on the western front, able to clean up the attacks on the northern front. Continuing to expand. He has started a nuke with lots of workers helping it build, so it'll build up quicker. He's expanding more to his 6 and adding unit producing structures with his commander. Able to catch the main army, but I have too many forces located here, and I'm taking losses to this attack on my eastern flank. The fight on the western flank is going well. The bots aren't going to do much versus the turrets, tanks, levelers, and shellers. Was able to easily clean up the assault on the northern flank, northern front, but I had too much of my army located at the north and not enough located at the east, and this eastern push here is just eating into my base. You see all the tons of damage. Losing that nuke, not being able to nuke him at all, has really put me behind. So now I'm trying to go in for a push. Look at the army size he's able to accumulate. And he nukes the entire army. So that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Bunch of T2 mixed in here versus all T1. This push has the potential to do a lot of damage. And with the army here, I could come in and then, like in previous games, fight lateral. And then fighting lateral, I could get into this energy while allowing my T2 to clean up a lot of this T1. We come over to my base, and I have managed to cease the attacks and force him to start being on the defensive. But this nuke right here is game changing. What a beautiful shot. Let's go ahead and watch that again. Coming in with a nice Tech 2 force, and boom, the whole thing just evaporates to a nuke. Excellent play, Pudding Munch. That's beautiful. Look at that utter destruction. Just insta-gib. Boom! Kiss those units goodbye. Kiss the army lead goodbye. Kiss the Tech 2. Still got the Tech 2 lead, but that was devastating. And he's got a bunch of workers building on this nuke, so he's going to be able to just start insta-building nukes. And as you can see, that army was so big, it got close and was still large. It was just about ready to take out these catapults until it got decimated off the planet with a nuke. So he's coming in, I'm cutting back. And with the T2 lead, I'm taking just very little unit losses, especially from these bots. We're both continuing to expand to our 6s. He's got a bot force getting ready to come and harass. Attacking in at the northern front with a extremely large or just superior force. So it's time to start. I'm going to come in lateral, closer to my unit producing structures, and then when he starts getting close, kite away. When I'm kiting away, I'm able to just decimate this T1 army without taking very many losses. That's a very good army trade. He's coming in on different fronts, trying to move the army into position. Now he's starting to attack from the 6 o'clock. He's going to run into these turrets, and that thwarts the 6 o'clock attack, along with the units I'm producing back there. Forgive the lag, I'm so sorry. Coming in and attacking, kiting back the army, and here comes another nuke. Boom! Decimates half the army, look at that. And a bunch of unit producing structures. Still extremely positive, but the initial buildings that I continuously build fabricators out of, I lost those, and instead of canceling 2 of these, 3, 4 of these, however much I need, and continue fabric production out of my surviving facilities, I'm not building fabbers, so it's really hindering my production rates. He's coming in with attacks on just multiple fronts. Beginning the strangulation, trying to gather armies ready to kite his armies. And he's able to expand. Mid-game he's probably this big. He's doubled the size of his game since the 18 minute mark. With the turrets and kiting micro able to beat back the larger force again, and here comes another nuke. So what he's noticed is that I'm kiting his armies, so he gets me kiting and then drops a nuke in and takes out half the army. Able to beat back this force even after nuking half the army. And here comes the never-ending mambo line of ants in for the attack. Kiting units at both fronts, bringing units to intercept. Just in bad shape here. Where do I run the commander to? I'll be kiting from all sides. Getting this army out here to intercept and kiting back. Look at the losses in this extremely larger force. But each time I'm doing this, I'm losing metal. As you can see, my metal's going in the negative, and I'm losing unit producing structures. So it's keeping me in the game, but it's definitely not turning the tide of war. And here comes another nuke. Boom! Nukes the army. Happens to kill the commander as well. But he was nuking the armies as they were falling back away from him. So, somewhere around the 18-minute mark, he forced me to fall back with a little T1 attack. I should have went into the heart of his base there, my extremely superior T2 numbers, but I came back to defend. That's the first mistake. Mistake number 2 is placement of that nuke. My first nuke, I had it out a little earlier than he did, but it was right at my front lines. I was contemplating doing the lobber strategy, but with those catapults going up, the lobber strategy is not going to work, so I just said, okay, I'll just throw down a nuke. That nuke should have been more in the heart of my base, because he didn't start doing damage to the base until he was able to just nuke that army, right? And even then, after losing that initial army, I was still able to kite the army back through the base until just the continuous nukes. Nuke, 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 nuke. Beautiful play by Pudding Munch. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps improve your play and lets you see just another style of the way to approach the game and how you can micro your armies and where you can use different artillery structures and nukes and where to place your buildings. Sorry for the lag. I'll be hopefully getting a little better computer here that can help run this, and they'll continue to do optimizations on the game, so it'll get smoother as we go along. But thanks for checking us out. His name's not up here. It's AI1, but it's Pudding Munch. He's a part of Icon Gaming, as myself, Adjudicator of Genocide, and some of our other clan members watching. Hope this helps you guys learn. Thanks for watching. Come back and see our future videos. We plan to continuously evolve our play. IconGaming.net. Check us out. YouTube channel, McElDowney1.